Okay, Ollie, you don't have to look so confused. You've seen this. He's the cutest dog ever. I find that they like to try burrow in between things. Come on then. Come on, we got a video to make. Alright guys, this is what I want. A hat. Alright. Let me just put this hat on. Okay. So, yeah, the fisheye is now on. I can actually see myself in the mirror. This actually looks way more legit than just the iPhone camera. But yeah, it's quite sick. So now I can actually I I can't even talk today. Yeah, so I'm gonna get Ollie, give you a little run through on how I taught him how to do his tricks. Yeah, I think that video was the wrong way around, but I got him some little biscuits, yeah? So obviously, as you can see, he's already seen the biscuits. What is all this shit in there? Up here. Okay, stay there now. Okay, stay. No biscuits yet. Oh, stay there. We got some things to do. Yeah, so before I start showing you his tricks, what I wanted to say is, when you use treats, right, and you train them, predominantly for the rest of their lives, they will more or less only want to do tricks for you, simply for the reward of the treats, which isn't really the best thing in my mind. So I actually stopped giving him like treats when training him most of the time, because I was giving him like positive kind of reinforcement after after he was doing the tricks. So basically what I mean by that is, well, obviously the positive reinforcement is out the window now because these treats are now in this room. So anything I tell him to do, he's going to do it because these are here. But normally, when I would ask him to do a trick, or yeah, just any sort of trick really, I'll show you what I would do without the treats normally. I'm just showing you, just for example, like how you would give the treats and like when to give them, etc. Okay, so come on, off. So I'll give you an example of how I would normally get him to do a trick and his reward. So instead of reward via treats, I give him reward via love, which sounds weird, but it works though. I'll show you what I mean. Ready? Spin. Good boy. So like when he does that, then I would make a big fuss of him like this. See, and he loves having a fuss made of him, right? So every time he does the trick correct, he knows that he's going to be smothered with love. So in theory, that just increases the dopamine and the levels of happy chemicals going on in his brain. So he creates a positive association. That's what I wanted to say. Yeah, he creates a positive association with doing a trick for you. So in turn, when you ask him to do the trick again, that's kind of programmed into his head for him to do the trick, because he knows he's going to get love, and it's just a more well-rounded kind of way to do the tricks. But it's much harder to teach them in the beginning, I have to admit. It's better to go from the treats and wean them off into a positive kind of reinforcement attitude, because that way they do the tricks kind of more because they love you rather than just doing it for the treat. But that was good. That was good. Okay, so we'll go through his tricks now. Okay, I'm gonna give him treats in this case because they're here and I can't be mean to him. Okay, so let's do the first trick. Ready? Spin. Good boy. So I'm gonna give him a little bicky. You can all see that now, and how cute he is. And how lovely he is. Guys, I don't know if you do this, right, but one of my friends has a dog, right? I went over there the other day and I made such a big fuss with their dog, making all sorts of noises, and they just looked at me stupid. Like, I don't know if everyone else makes all these noises and makes such a fuss with dogs, but I do, I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so next trick. Okay. Paw. I didn't say the other one yet. Look at him trying to jump. Ready? Other one. Other one. Other one. So as you can see, he's quite intelligent. He knows exactly what's going on. He knows what he's going to get and how he's going to get it. So give him a bicky like this. What other tricks can you do, Oz? This one was one of the hardest ones to teach him. So okay, stop sniffing. Thing is, right, I don't know if all pugs do this or not, but when he's getting a bit fed, Ollie, that's naughty now. We don't like naughty boys here. Come on, off. He's getting all riled up. But yeah, what I found is when they don't want to do something, and they get frustrated, they yawn. And when they're getting kind of like impatient and they want something now, they sniff, like do that sneeze thing, as you could see. But yeah, so roll over. Good boy. So as you can see, like his little body is obviously not designed for the G-force of rolling over, but he manages to do it anyway. He manages to do it anyway. Next trick is come here. Ready? Okay. Sit. Okay. Hold. Hold. Got to get my leg involved with this one. Hold, only because I haven't got another hand. Hold. Okay. Good boy. Okay, hold. 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 You got biscuit on your face. Hold. Okay, ready? Go get it. Good boy. So, for people who think pugs can't learn tricks and they can't learn patience, they definitely can. I'm actually a believer now that you can teach any dog tricks, like no matter what type of breed they are, because no matter what type of breed they are. And actually, there's some games that you can use to make them kind of like more intelligent as well. So if you make them look for things, like I hide his toy and I say go look for it, and he goes looks for his toy, and kind of problem-solving games like that can make them more intelligent. I know. I need to wipe the biscuit from your face, Ollie. Stop. Not. Oh, just excuse me. I'm just trying to help you. Yeah, a recent trick is he can jump over little hurdles as well. I use my leg quite a lot of time. I'll show you what I mean now. I'll show you what I mean now. So basically, you can do multiple tricks. You can make them go under the leg, or you can make them go over. So I put my leg up here. Come over here. Okay, stay. 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 Okay, jump. Good boy. Come over here. Okay, stay. Stay. Jump. No, he chose to go under them, but he shouldn't have. Okay, stay there. Ollie. Ollie. No. No, no, no. Stay there. Stay. No. He's obsessed. Okay, go over there. Ouch. Ouch. Go over there. Okay, stay. Sit. Okay, stay. Stay. Ready? Jump. Good boy. So, yeah, definitely can teach you tricks, and I'll go over how I taught them now. I'll go over a quick way how to teach your dog what trick you want him to do. So I can go through how so I can go through it a bit easier. Okay, so for the paw, right? So he was sitting there like this, and obviously in the beginning I'd say paw. Obviously nothing's gonna happen because well, it's gonna happen now. But in the beginning, your dog will just look at you mindlessly, like what do you want? But they will soon figure out what is they have to do in order to get the treat or the positive reinforcement, whichever way you want to do. I would say both things work. So in the beginning, this is what it went like. I went like this. Okay, give me a paw, and he'd be like, "What you doing? What the hell are you doing to me?" So I'd take his paw and I'd be like, "Paw," and I'd hold it there for a few seconds, and then I would give him the treat. So now he knows when he brings it up to me, he's gonna get a treat. But the thing is, it won't work straight away. So you'll say paw, he'll look at you mindlessly. This probably will happen a lot of times. I'm not gonna lie. There isn't really so much time limit. Like for me, I used to wake up quite early-ish in the morning. I'd be up at like 9 on like a day off or something. I'd sit down with him, and we might spend like like half an hour just going through going through it. But yeah, so there isn't, like, literally just have to do the motion with them, but it's hard to find what motion it is sometimes in order for them to do the trick. So I would go like this, and I'd say paw, but you have to remember, you have to make sure that they are fully implemented, like their paw is on you and they know that it's on you, and then when you give them the treat, they know it's because their paw's been on you. So I say paw, and then I do that, but then eventually you can start doing things like this, so it won't completely translate from that to the end of the trick. So you have to do the things like this, and you have to go like paw, you have to go like this, paw, paw, and bring the leg up like this, so he's got it up like this, paw, paw, and then like as you're going like this, he would hold it up in the air for longer, and then you'd slowly place your hand under like that, and then you'd give him the treat then after saying paw. So it'd be something like this. You'd go, okay, Ollie, paw, 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 good boy, and then you'd give him the treat. So you say good boy, and you'd give him a treat then. When he realizes that his paw has has officially gone on your hand. And then the positive reinforcement thing is basically, so the same thing, when you've sussed out that he's going to give you his paw and he starts putting it on your hand himself, then instead of giving treats, you can just make a jolly old fuss of him, like, like paw, paw, Oh, he's a good boy. He's a good boy. Look how much. You see, like he. Yeah. A big mistake that people do all the time is they do this. So this is a good example. They'd go paw, paw. Their dog just stares at them. They'd go, oh, don't worry, good boy, and they give him the treat. The thing is, that completely it basically erases what you're trying to teach them. So don't do that. If they don't fully do what you want them to do and they don't fully execute the trick, then don't give them the treat, more or less. Okay? Okay, so I'll go through, Ollie, watch out now. Oh. I'll go through how I taught him some of the other tricks. So, am I even in the camera? Yeah, I am. Okay, so I did teach him how to crawl before, but we haven't gone through that. We haven't gone through that as much, quite a lot lately. So I think he's kind of forgot. But I'll show you an example of how I used to teach him how to crawl. So I used to go like this. Okay, crawl. So I go on my knees like this. Crawl. Come on, under here. Under here. So under here. Crawl. So wait, he's not crawling now. So basically, you have to go down a bit lower. Okay, come here. Okay, quick. You want a treat? Come here. Let me get a treat because that's all he's thinking about now. Come on in. Okay, come over here. So for this trick, I'd say crawl, crawl, crawl. See, and when he's down to the ground now, I can kind of hold his back a little bit, so he's crawling. And as I say crawl and give him the treat, he is going to subconsciously remember that being in that position, in a crawl position, and the word I'm saying crawl in combination, he knows to do those. He knows when I say crawl, he should be in that position, and also he's going to get rewarded when he does that. So. Yeah, it's quite simple, but the thing is, it's time consuming. Don't give up like after an hour or something. It has to be something that's regular as well. Like for instance, if there's a trick which I haven't done in a long time, he might not remember it so well. So it's like you have to kind of go through it a bit. So I would say to Ollie, come here, come on. I would say to to really lock in the tricks and for them to be thing, you have to be consistent. So every time you're with your dog, I would say, so let's say today I spent like an hour in the morning training him. Oh, and another tip as well, guys, if you're trying to make sure that they do learn the trick fully, for instance, like the type of way I train them throughout the week would be, let's say I want to teach him how to give him my paw, his paw to me, then I would recommend spending like an hour in the morning with them on that day, and then maybe tomorrow, spend however much time you have really. If you've got like 10 minutes free, spend those 10 minutes going through that trick with him or her, and then just be consistent until they get that trick and they have it locked in fully. So they should be able to do it like 7 times out of 10 or something like that, at least before you know that they are starting to get it. And I would make sure that they've got it about 10 out of 10 times before you move on to the next trick. So, because if you try moving on to the next trick too soon, then they will get confused, and that's not what you want. So they'll start doing other tricks when you're saying other words, and it's just a big mess. And I've tried doing it before, like when you try to do multiple tricks simultaneously throughout the week and you try and teach them, it just won't work. So, got to focus on one trick. So the paw. Do that consistently throughout the week or however long it takes till they get that trick, and then once they've got that trick, just keep executing in it. Yeah, just keep executing that trick, and when you're trying to teach other tricks, say that trick during in the kind of session, if you get what I mean. So let's say he's learned how to give me his paw and I want to teach him how to do a spin. So on the spin, so he do spin a few times, I try to teach him, and then it might not go so well. He might get it quick, he might get it quickly, he might not, but then after that session maybe bring up the paw again. Just keep it like a regular thing, keep them in a regular chain of like a cycle if you'd have it. It might sound pretty self-explanatory, right? So when Ollie, stop it. He's being naughty now. But when I taught him how to spin before, I've only taught him how to spin one way. So when my friends and stuff try to make him spin, they just think he's going to spin like the opposite way, but he only spins one way. So that's what I mean. When you teach them, they don't know anything else. They only know what you've taught them. So for me to teach him how to spin, come here. So for me to teach him how to spin, it was literally like this. Okay, Ollie, spin, and I'd go like this, and I'd move him around like this, and then I would give him the treat. And then I would keep doing it. So I'll show you an example of like what like a training session would be. So it'd go like this, I guess. Okay, ready, Spin. Oh, good boy. Oh, he's a good boy. Who's it? Oh, he just stole that treat. Did you see that? You sneaky boy. Come here. So, come here. Okay, ready? Spin. Oh, good boy. Oh, and I make a big fuss of him, and then I'd give him a treat then. Yeah, so the treat went. So yeah, you keep doing that until they do the thing, and then eventually, you have to, Ollie, no. And then eventually, oh, I don't want any of this now. You're being naughty now. Ollie. Yeah, they can get very naughty. Just like he is now. He's being naughty. Come here now. Lie down. Come on, crawl. Come here. So yeah, an example of how you progress then. There's like different progressions really, and I didn't really think about it until I kind of started making this video fully. Really how, like what type of progressions there are. So, and I would say spin, and he'd kind of move his head a little bit to the side. You know, he'd kind of go like this, but he wouldn't like fully do it. So then you have to start kind of taking one hand off. It's like, you know, kind of riding a bike. You take one hand off, and you take all hands off. So spin, you have to go like a spin, and then you can use your hand like with the treat in as well. You can go like that and say that, but then eventually, obviously, you don't want the treat near them when they're doing the trick, because then they think they're only following the treat. Okay, he's being vicious today. He's not usually like this crazy, but I think he knows that I must be trying to do something, and he's just trying to ruin my life again. It's like he always does. So Ollie, just please wait there. So then like that, and I go like this. I kind of move around, and then eventually they get the motion, and then the motion becomes cleaner and cleaner until they come here. Ready? Spin until they get it. So it's kind of breaking up the motion into different sections really. So the rollover is definitely one of the hardest ones, because he really does not come natural to this dog. So lie down. So I'll show you for the roll. See what I mean? It doesn't come naturally. Lie down. Okay, stay. Lie down. Lie down. Okay, stay. Oh, he's been pain today. So when I tell him to roll over, I would obviously it's the same thing. Full motion, roll over. It looks like a WWE move, but you know it doesn't come natural to him. It's quite hard for him. It's still hard for him now. Sometimes does not always get it right, but yeah, that's pretty much it. And each trick is just like that. So for so for the one on his nose, for him to hold the treat, which is one of the hardest ones, you basically just have to go like this. So if I had this treat now, yeah, this is probably the one that you guys want to know the most, because it's one of the, I guess it's like a trademark trick, isn't it, for your dog to hold a treat on his nose. Okay guys, actually maybe I should put this somewhere else. My word of choice is hold. So hold means don't move, keep this on his nose. So this is how this went. So like this. So you go like this. Hold. So like he's been a bit naughty today, but still. So it'd go like this. You'd hold the bottom of their chin like this, so they can't eat it. You go like this. Hold. You place it on. Hold. And maybe you'd keep holding their head, and then when you let it go and they do it, then you'd be like, you know, yeah. So but you need like a release word. So mine is go get it, but you know, so hold. Go get it. So the process of that, it's just a bit tedious, the same as the other tricks really. So when I first started him, I'd hold his head like this. I'd put the treat there, and then I would repeat the words hold, or just say it once. He can do it, but when I say hold multiple times, then he tends to do it a bit better. So I'd put whatever I want. Like he does it with other objects as well. So I can just go like this, hold, and you want to hold his head. So basically, you know, full hands, both hands, it's the same thing. Then eventually you can go like this, one hand, and then you start listening, and then you take one hand away, and then even if he holds it for just a few seconds and then eats it, you make a fuss of him and be like, good boy, like that. But yeah, so as you can see guys, it's like there isn't really a certain method for any specific trick. It's more or less full embrace, you know, full hands on and full control first of all. One hand, you know, try to get the movement, and then it's just breaking it down. So, you know, you go from using full control to as least control as you possibly can. And yeah, that's more or less it guys. So there isn't really any secret to any specific trick. You just got to break down any trick that you want to teach them into that format, really. And once you've broken it into that kind of format, then you're pretty much set. So, and you just need to be consistent as well. Like, you know, don't teach them a trick today and they get it, and expect them to get it in a week and you haven't gone through it with them at all. You've got to go through it with them a few times. So, so yeah, guys, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you have any questions or anything like that, or you want to see maybe some more in-depth stuff to do with pugs or this certain dog breed, or any other tricks, or you got questions, just any questions in general, leave them in the comments. Any personal messages or anything, just send me a message via social media or on the YouTube Messenger thing, and make sure to go check out my other videos. If you like this type of video specifically, make sure to leave a like. Yeah, so most importantly, guys, make sure to subscribe, like this video, share it with your friends if you thought it was funny, and yeah, have a good day, guys. See you soon.